So there's a little backstory to this song. We've been sitting on this song for many years, and thanks to the power of kindness this month, we've decided to bring it to life. But there's more to this story. As we're listening and learning it, there's this percussion sound that I hear. And I can't quite figure out what it is, so I go to Morgenroth. Can you help me identify this percussion piece? Probably digitized or something like that. And then I went to my recycling, and there is a paper towel core. Matches the sound. So we have invited Nancy to accompany us with our paper towel. And the song is The Power of Kindness by Mammoose. Hope you enjoy.
Ooh, I believe in the power of kindness. Ooh, I believe in the power of love. Ooh, I believe in the power of kindness. Kindness. Ooh, I believe in the power of love. We don't know what's coming, but we can help shape what's ahead. With kindness as our currency, the Commonwealth is in our hands. So give a little, oh, give a lot, don't stop. A helping hand makes the world go round. There's more than enough. Ooh, I believe in the power of kindness. Ooh, I believe in the power of love. Power of love. Ooh, I believe in the power of kindness. Kindness. Ooh, I believe in the power of love. Look up now, people. Keep your ear to the ground. We are a river flowing where generosity abounds. So give a little, oh, give a lot, don't stop. A helping hand makes the world go round. There's more than enough. Ooh, I believe in the power of kindness. Ooh, I believe in the power of love. Power of love. Ooh, I believe in the power of kindness. Kindness. Ooh, I believe in the power of love. The honeybee serves sweetness only to help the world bloom. Bringing love to the flower, from the flower to the fruit, we can learn a thing or two. So give a little, oh, give a lot, don't stop. A helping hand makes the world go round. There's more than enough. Ooh, I believe in the power of kindness. Ooh, I believe in the power of love. Power of love. Ooh, I believe in the power of kindness. Kindness. Ooh, I believe in the power of love. We don't know what's coming, but we can help shape what's ahead. With kindness as our currency, the Commonwealth is in our hands. So give a little, oh, give a lot, don't stop. A helping hand makes the world go round. There's more than enough. Ooh, I believe in the power of kindness. Ooh, I believe in the power of love. Power of love. Ooh, I believe in the power of kindness. Kindness. Ooh, I believe in the power of love. Ooh, I believe in the power of love. Ooh, I believe in the power of love.
Where do we want it here? Oh, you have to adjust, huh?
with me here. Wonderful. Thank you so much. One more round of applause for that. So much fun. All right, good morning. My name's Michael Panique, and I would like to welcome you guys to Unity of Missoula. Both those of you who are with us here in the room and those joining us through our live stream today. As we begin our Sunday service, let's start with honoring one another, and we'll take a few moments to greet each other with waves, nods, and other non-physical means to show our appreciation and love for each other. And now as we move into the more formal part of the service, let's remember Unity of Missoula is a team ministry founded on the 5 basic principles of unity. God is all good and active in everything everywhere. I am naturally good because God's divinity is in me and in everyone. I create my experiences by what I choose to think and what I feel and believe. Through affirmative prayer and meditation, I connect with God and bring out the good in my life. I do and give my best by living the truth I know. I make a difference. All right, so we've got a sign-up sheet that I'll start passing around here for greeters, and then we have an updated sign-up for if you would like to participate in the Pride Parade. So now we'll have the time in the service when we'll share together the reading from the Daily Word. And this is Unity's bi-monthly meditation magazine, which is published by Unity World Headquarters. And the word for today is flow. The words I speak flow from infinite wisdom. As I picture a crystal clear stream rushing down a steep mountain slope, I also see it gathering in still pools, calm, deep, and life-giving. This image reminds me that my words and actions flow from a peace that passes understanding, nourished by divine good. Open to this infinite presence, my heart is steadied and my mind is focused. The words I speak and the choices I make become rich and meaningful. They are not surface ripples, but carry the depth and power of spiritual truth. As water flows from mountaintop to coastline, the presence of Spirit flows into every part of my life. Divine love pours into human experience. I am both the rushing waters and the deep pools, and from this stream of wisdom, I speak words that give life. And from Proverbs 18:4, the words of the mouth are deep waters. The fountain of wisdom is a gushing stream. Okay. Next, we have a few things that we'd like to tell you about this week at Unity. Next Sunday's 11 a.m. service will feature Dan Comstock. Our May theme is Aligning Our Power. This month's spiritual power is power, represented by the disciple Philip and Miriam, and the color is purple. Our monthly potluck is today. Thank you for all of those who contributed delicious dishes provided with love. Please join us for food, fun, and fellowship downstairs after the service. Thank you to all those who provide hospitality and help with setup and cleanup are always appreciated. Our online book group meets Mondays at 12:30 p.m. on Zoom. They're currently reading Understanding Your Soul, The Channeled Wisdom of Jesus by Christine Bush. Please contact Nancy Leifer or Judy Crenshaw if you'd like the link to the Zoom. The in-person Unity Book Group meets on Tuesdays at 12:30 p.m. They're currently reading the book, Creating Your Life, The Channeled Wisdom of Jesus by Christine Bush. This book encourages readers to engage with their core identity and leverage their intrinsic energy and conscious intent to influence their reality. Our Course in Miracles study group meets Mondays at 2 p.m. at the home of Tom and Linda Andrus. Please see Linda if you need directions. Our Course in Miracles beginners group meets Thursdays at 5 p.m. here at Unity in the sanctuary. Thursday's time of silent prayer and meditation for world peace is at 7 p.m., also on Thursday. Please join us for a 20-minute time of silent meditation as we visualize our world in blessed peace. Our prayer chaplain on duty today is Nancy Leifer. So if you've got a prayer request and would like someone to pray with you or on your behalf, please see Nancy after the service. I'd like to say thank you so much to those of you who continue to support our Unity community through your tithes and love offerings. Your generous donations enable us to keep our building full of spiritual seekers and other community groups throughout the month. We appreciate you. Okay. Unity's 10% tithe on all income received each quarter is divided between and sent to help the missions of Unity Headquarters, Unity Northwest Region, and local Missoula charities as voted on annually by our board. Please hold them now in your heart as we affirm our offering blessing. I'll affirm it once, and then ask you to repeat it with me. I open my heart to love. All that I give and all that I receive is blessed and multiplied from a joyful heart of love. Now together. I open my heart to love. All that I give and all that I receive is blessed and multiplied from a joyful heart of love. All right, and now would our ushers or board members please come forward to pass the offering baskets. Thank you. Okay, before we move on to the talk for this week, I'll affirm Unity's primary affirmation and then ask you to affirm it with me 2 more times. There is only one presence and one power in my life, the all-loving goodness of God. Now together. There is only one presence and one power in my life, the all-loving goodness of God. And one more time. There is only one presence and one power in my life, the all-loving goodness of God. Additionally, we have our Missoula Unity affirmation, which I'll affirm once and then ask you to join me one more time. We are Unity of Missoula. We are a radiating center of divine love, open and accessible to all. We are God's light, peace, and joy wherever we are. And now together. We are Unity of Missoula. We are a radiating center of divine love, open and accessible to all. We are God's light, peace, and joy wherever we are. Unity of Missoula maintains a circle of people who have made a commitment to pray every day for others at their request. If you have names of people to hold in prayer for a month, you can place those names in the prayer box, which is located on the altar, or you can call the church and leave a message with the names. And these names will be sent out to our prayer circle and also to Silent Unity for 30 days of prayer. Please join me now in prayer for a moment as we hold all of them in our hearts. You may also now say aloud or silently the names of those that we wish to bring into this time of prayer. Dear God, we hold these friends and loved ones in our hearts. We behold their light as expressions of the indwelling Christ. We release them to your care and affirm divine order in their lives and ours. Thank you, God. Amen. All right, and now I'll invite Mark Kenny to come up and lead us in singing Morning is Broken.
Hi, everybody. We like this song. Please stand. If you're able and want to. Morning has broken like the first morning. Blackbird has spoken like the first bird. Praise for the singing, praise for the morning, praise for the springing, fresh from the word. Sweet the rain's new fall, sunlit from heaven, like the first dew fall on the first grass. Praise for the sweetness of the wet garden, spring and completeness where his feet pass. Mine is the sunlight, mine is the morning, born of the one light, Eden saw play. Praise with elation, praise every morning, God's recreation of the new day.
Good job. All right. So today's speaker is Nancy Leifer, and Nancy is somebody who has been here since before I got here, and in that time is somebody that I've come to admire and respect as not only one of the smartest and wisest people that I've met, but also one of the kindest souls that I've ever met. And I'm really excited to hear what she has to share with us today.
No, use that. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Good morning, everybody. Just a little disclaimer about kindness. So we practiced on Tuesday to sing that song. And on my way over here, I was going, oh, I believe in the power of kindness. Why is that person not moving? Why are they not getting through that stoplight? So, yes, well, so we don't all practice kindness all the time, but we try. Well, today our theme is aligning with our power. And just before we get started, I'm using 4 different sources in case you're interested. Divine Audacity by Linda Martella Whitsitt. Creating Your Life, Channel Wisdom of Jesus by Christine Bush. A nice old golden oldie for those of you who've been around a while. The 12 Powers in You by David Williamson, Galen Williamson, and Robert Knapp. And a little bit from Louise Hay's, Heal Your Body. So those are the what I went to for inspiration for this. And gosh darn it, there was a lot there. You know, it's always amazing to me how totally randomly whatever we are assigned to talk about turns out to be something we need to work on. So here we are, talking about aligning with our power. Aligning with our power is to have dominion over our thoughts, words, and actions. Of course, we have the power to choose what it is we're going to be doing in every moment. So we're always exercising our power one way or another, or, as the case may be, failing to exercise our power. You know, when I was looking at the 12 Powers in You, they talk about which chakras are connected to various different powers. And when I saw that it was the throat, I thought, well, now that's weird. Why would the throat be a chakra for power? And then I read into it and realized, you know, this right here, we all have one of the most powerful weapons that exist because we have the power of our words, and we can use that power to cut people to shreds if we want to. I mean, just think of the times, I'm sure we've all had experiences where we've had bad words coming toward us and how they really have an impact, probably more so than physical wounds do. So that's the negative side of what our power can do and why it's the chakra is the throat chakra. But there's also the powerful side of the positive use of our words, which of course was in the daily word for today, that ability to be able to choose our words from our wisdom and love and have an impact in the world. Well, we would like to, I think all of us in this room would like to use our power aligned with spirit. And so I guess one of the questions that came to me was, well, how do I know if I'm aligned with spirit or not? And in this book, Jesus offers the explanation that you know that you are aligned with spirit when you are feeling happiness, peace, and feeling totally you. Yeah. Now, I haven't had that sense for a long time. And it's part of what we've been talking about, what Susan talked about, which is that we go up and down, this journey that we're on to align with our power and become more and more aware and able to be the presence of God here on earth. It's not a nice one-directional path. It goes up and down, and then it goes down, and there are downs on this path, and there are times when we're just plain out of alignment. I know Evie mentioned that you know you're out of alignment when your sense of humor is gone. That works for me too. Boy, it sure is. But I'd like to share this time today a little bit about how it shows up as physical ailments. So last September, I actually had I was diagnosed with an episode of pericarditis. Pericarditis is the inflammation of the lining around your heart. And I'm happy to say mine was not very serious, although it certainly can be. And it knocked me out for a couple of months. And so I thought to myself, well, this is probably trying to tell me something. So I I took some of that time to do some more serious looking at myself spiritually, and came up with some interesting things that helped a lot, which I'll tell you about in a minute. And interestingly enough, it also was connected with a sense of problems in my lungs, which I still have a little bit of now from time to time. So I turned to Louise Hay. Those of you who may not know about Louise Hay, she is a psychic medic, medical healer, I don't know what you would call her exactly. But anyway, she was able to identify, and there were hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people that she worked with, what typically is the underlying issue when you have a physical problem. So of course I looked up heart and lungs, and what did I find? Just a minute. And fatigue too, had that. Heart is a belief in strain and stress. Oh yeah, of course. You know, life can't be easy, it's gotta be strain and stress. So I had a chance to kind of lighten myself up a little bit on that one. And what I did is I used all of January to do some writing and such, and discovered something I already had known a little bit, but kind of took deeper, which was that when I was very, very small, I was being joyous at one point, and it became a life-threatening situation. And so I had decided that joy was dangerous, and I could not let myself do that. So this was an opportunity to work a little more on that, which I did, and I'm happy to say I've been able to let a lot more joy into my life, having taken off all of January and looking at that. So that was helpful. Now, what about lungs? Lungs is the fear of taking in life not feeling worthy. Oh, that one again. Oh, not feeling worthy. Well, that's one that I can't say I've got put aside yet, and I'm working on it, and I'll probably keep working on it all my life, but we'll talk about that one again a little bit more here in a few minutes too. So yeah, the third one that's still with me, and if it happens while I'm talking, don't worry, it's something that happens frequently these days. The third ailment that I still have is a persistent cough. Well, which center of it's the chakra, it's the whole thing about claiming your power. Oh man, here we go again. Knocked upside the head. I can't get by with just letting myself, skim through life, taking care of other people and being concerned about everybody else. No, I have to pay attention to my own power and to claiming my own voice, which I've tried very hard not to do. But apparently, I'm not going to get rid of this cough until I do. So there we have it. All these things come into our lives for a reason, and they're all really helpful if we can say, oh yeah, this is spirit hitting me upside the head saying, pay attention here. Now, I don't have any problem with power in the professional world. I don't know how many of you know what I have been doing in my life, but for most of the last 8 years or so, I was president of the State League of Women Voters in Montana, and I had absolutely no problem doing what needed to be done, saying what needed to be said, doing what, whoa. But in my personal life, not so good. I really have trouble. It's not even just speaking up for what it is I would like and what I want or what I need. It's even one level lower than that. It's at the level of saying, I don't even think about what it is that I need or I want or I should be doing for myself, because I'm always last when I think about what is happening. So Linda Martellowitz has some interesting things to say about personal power. She says, we give our power away. And there are 3 ways in which we do it. One is we give our power away to compulsions. Secondly, we give our power away because of attitudes that we inherit from our youth. And thirdly, we give our power away to others. Well, so let's take a look at what happens. What can we do to fix all of that? Well, the very first thing we have to do, the base from which we attack all of those things, is loving ourselves. We absolutely have to give ourselves the respect and the honor and compassion that we have for other people. And that, for me, is a real hard one. I don't know if that's a hard one for any of you, but it is really hard for me to do that. So we need to stop giving our power away and start instead loving ourselves and standing up for ourselves when this stuff comes up. Well, let's talk about compulsion for a moment. So for me, probably what I would say, I'm a recovering workaholic, and I'm not recovering very well from the way I can see that my life is going. But in any case, I have this compulsion to have to do things. If I say I'm going to do something, I have to do it really well. And these days, I'm retired. You know, you'd think I'd be over it by now, but no. I still say to myself every morning when I wake up, I say, oh, what are all the things I have to do today? For this, for the league, for this, for that, for that. Do I ever think about what it is I need to do for myself? Not first thing in the morning. It may creep in at some point, but no, first thing, that's what's usually on top of my mind. So it displaces everything. You know, there's that phrase being task-oriented. Well, I am really task-oriented. I'm task-oriented so much that I am a doer. Ooh, do I do? But I am not good at being, you know? And it's being is where we really connect with ourselves, where we take care of ourselves, is the being part of us. So I need to figure out what can I do to stop putting my focus on doing all the time and this whole long laundry list of stuff I've committed to, and be more around to what do I want to be while I'm engaging in the world? How do I be from the heart? In terms of attitudes that we inherit from our childhood, I talked a little bit ago about the whole thing about joy and how that was a problem for me. But you know, the other one is this being worthy of love. Being worthy of love. So just as a random thought experiment, let's say that you just made a mistake of some sort. How do you talk to yourself about that? Well, for me, what I do is I say, oh, you stupid idiot, why did you do that? You know, and I go on this big, long litany of putting myself down. Power of words, all in the wrong direction. So what we need to do is listen to our self-talk and say, wait a minute, so I made a mistake. We need to give ourselves that compassion and that comforting, that encouragement to say, yeah, but you're still a lovely person. You are wonderful. And don't talk yourself down, but build yourself up and give comfort and care to ourselves. Because self-love is what we have to be able to start from. And one of the questions we can ask ourselves is, so what are the attitudes that I have that are keeping me from being able to honor and respect myself? What patterns or attitudes have been stuck in my head that are preventing me from being able to do that? And then, of course, the third one is giving our power away to other people, which again is this question of not speaking up, not even thinking about what we need. You know, I love the analogy that hopefully all of us have now been through at least once, of the oxygen mask on the airplane, you know, where they always tell you, do not help anybody else first. Do not do that. This is an emergency. You need to take care of yourself first. Put on your own mask, then everybody else's. Wouldn't it be nice if every time we were supposed to do that, a little oxygen mask would drop down out of the sky and say, oh, it's time for you to pay attention to yourself first. But the world doesn't come with a whole array of oxygen masks ready to drop down all the time. We need to be able to start recognizing when we have to do that by ourselves, on our own. Oh, how do we do that? We need to pay attention. Yeah, because we do have a choice. And we have to be aware that we are making a choice. And gosh, I wish there were more oxygen masks in the world, but that's where we're at. But you know, we can say no. We can say no to things. It's okay to say no. Well, Linda Martellowitz wraps all of these concepts up into something called self-mastery. Self-mastery is loving yourself, knowing yourself well enough to know what it is you need and what you don't need, and standing up and speaking up for yourself when you need to do that. And to stop giving your power away. to instead to respect yourself and trust yourself. Well, working on being worthy of love has been a real problem for me for a long time. But then I found some words in this book, the Creating Your Life, Channel Wisdom of Jesus, that I just want to share with you. Because this is coming from the source, folks. I mean, this is not just any old thing. This is important stuff here. Okay, so let me read you what is in this book, talking to us right here. It says, loving yourself is of prime importance. Each one of you is a pure, sacred being. Each one of you is deserving of unconditional love, not judgment of who you are, not judgment of what you may have done, just love for who you are, for being that beautiful, beautiful soul that you are. That beautiful soul that you are. And a little bit more here. Loving yourself is of prime importance. You need to love yourself totally and unconditionally. That means not judging yourself, as we have taught you not to judge others. You should not judge yourself. And as you begin to love yourself, your energy grows. As you begin to love yourself, you see yourself as the pure spirit you are. As you begin to love yourself, you understand your power. As you begin to love yourself, as I have asked you to love other souls, you can begin to forgive yourself for anything in the past, and you can look forward with joy to all that is coming in the future. For in loving yourself, you move outside of yourself and focus on sending love to others. This is what you are meant to do. So how do we do that? How do we move to a place of not just being aligned, but loving ourselves as our starting point, to be aligned with our power? Well, the first thing we need to do is to get closer to our inner spirit and to make it a priority in our lives. While I was reading this book on 12 powers, there was a sentence in there that just knocked me right between the eyes. And here it is. A misuse of power is trying to do things all by yourself without calling on your higher power to help. Wow. That's a misuse of power, to not ask your higher self to help. Wow, man. It's okay to ask for help. It's okay to ask our spirit, our higher power, to be involved in what we're doing. Not only is it okay, we should be doing that all the time. Wow, what a concept. Well, I have a whole lot of reasons why I don't do that. I thought I'd just share a few of them, see if any of them resonate with you. Well, the first one, of course, is I'm not important enough to bother spirit with whatever it is that I'm trying to deal with. That's just not something in the cosmic scheme of things. This little thing doesn't really count, which is one thing I use to tell myself I don't need to do that. Another one is that it's a sign of weakness. It's kind of like cheating, because it gives you an extra advantage over everybody else in the world. If you've got this higher power behind you, is that really fair? And then, of course, the third one is, well, spirit is for spiritual things. So it's okay to ask for spirit to help me, for example, preparing this talk for today. But it's not okay to ask spirit to help me with a project I'm working on for the League of Women Voters. I mean, that's a mundane, worldly thing, not in the realm of spirit. I shouldn't be bothering spirit with that either. Well, the interesting thing about all of those is that if we really take to heart what's in this book and what was in the one we read before, we have the opportunity to radiate love and be that light in every moment of our lives and everything we do. And we can do that, and we are the littlest thing, the littlest piece of kindness, it changes the whole energy of the universe. It adds to that spiritual positiveness that's out there. So why shouldn't we be trying to do this in everything that we do? It is exactly what we're supposed to be doing. And to have Spirit with us in that everyday, moment to moment ability to be able to come from and have Spirit be part of everything we're doing. Wow, that's why we're here. That's not us trying to, be unfair by getting an extra edge. That is the whole purpose of why we're here. That was like, oh my gosh, this is so cool. I just never thought of it that way before. So maybe this next time around, I can go ahead and get Spirit involved in more than just writing a talk for my Sunday service. We'll see. But that is the truth. That we really do have that ability and that mission to have Spirit be a part of everything we do. So how do we do that? How do we start practically trying to do that? Well, one thing, of course, is through meditation. To allow ourselves to have time in the silence. And again, to make it a priority in our lives so that when we set time aside, we don't let other stuff creep in. We just say, nope, this is my priority, this is what I'm doing. And the other thing that's just come to me in the last month or so is when I'm meditating, my intellectual mind, as probably yours does too, keeps popping up with stuff like, what am I going to make for dinner? Or what should I plan for next week's whatever? Or am I getting, all this stuff comes up from my intellect. And it used to be that I would just kind of say, oh, there, I'm just going to ignore that. I'm just going to ignore that. Well, these days, I actually get a little angry because I say to myself, okay, intellect, I am not going to let you deflect my attention anymore. I am going to stand up for myself and say, no, I am not letting my mind go there. I am going to stay with the silence within. So, yeah, I'm getting more backbone of standing up for myself in my spiritual stuff. And of course, another one we can do is use affirmations. Again, one of the things I had forgotten, didn't pay attention to coming out of the 12 Powers book, is that there is an energetic difference between thinking something and having it actually be coming through your voice box into the world as a spoken thing. Speaking words has power. So when we do our meditation, I'm going to invite you to speak some words after me to help exercise that power that we have, resonating out into the world, much more so than if we just think them in our heads. So I just also want to just share with you a couple of thoughts from a story in the 12 Powers. This is a story about a woman. The story is about a woman who kept having sore throats and laryngitis and just a terrible, terrible time. And then she realized that it was because she was just not having any voice in her marriage, that her husband was making all the decisions, doing, ramrodding everything through, et cetera, and that she needed to speak up. So she finally learned how to do that. She worked with him a little bit. They went to counseling. It worked out. And lo and behold, she stopped having sore throats and laryngitis. So this is the 4 things that came out of that experience for her. I just wanted to share them with you. Just a minute here. So these are what she learned. We have the power to find our voice and to heal our voice box. We can only change ourselves. We have no real power to make others change unless they choose to do so. No one has power over us unless we allow it to happen. We are most powerful when we call upon the higher power to work through us and others. When we let go and let God power flow through us, all things are possible, and we can move mountains. So when we are aligned, we can call upon our spiritual power to be the love, to be the peace, and to be the presence of all of that in the world. When we allow ourselves to align with our spiritual power, with the power of love and kindness, the commonwealth is in our hands, and we can shape the future. So let's do some meditation. I invite you all to get comfortable. And perhaps close your eyes if that's something that you are comfortable doing. I invite you to just take a deep breath, let it go. And allow yourself to turn within, to go to that inner place of peace. That inner place of stillness, where we do connect with the power within us. And just allow that connection to flow in and through you for a moment. Feeling that connection to Spirit. And now I'm going to state some affirmations. And after I state each one, I'll invite you to say it with me. I trust the goodness of my own spirit. Together. I trust the goodness of my own spirit. I trust the goodness of the universe. I trust the goodness of the universe. I let go of reasons not to love myself. I let go of reasons not to love myself. I am nothing but love. I am nothing but love. I am a beautiful, shining soul. I am a beautiful, shining soul. I create the world through my thoughts, actions, and beliefs. I create the world through my thoughts, actions, and beliefs. I am a powerful creator. I am a powerful creator. I align my power with Spirit within and radiate love into the world. I align my power with spirit within, and radiate love into the world. And so we are the presence of love in this world. And so we are the peace and presence, aligned with spirit within. We are powerful creators. We are the light and love here on earth. We align with love for ourselves, with love for each other, with love for the earth, and we determine the future. Thank you, Spirit. Amen. And so I invite you now to just slowly come back, giving yourself some good love on the way, a good hug. And we can, a little early, but it's okay, we can do the prayer of protection and then go from there to our circle. So I think it's on the wall behind me. Yep. And so the light of God surrounds us. We are the light. Love of God enfolds us. We are the love. The power of God protects us. We are the power. The presence of God watches over us. We are the presence. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well. We are one. All righty. Let's form our circle. So just one other thought from the 12 powers. Turns out it's not just the throat chakra that is the center for power in ourselves. It's also our arms and legs. So I invite you all to carry on the inspiration of our song today and go for a walk out in the nature. It's gorgeous right now. And have fun.